One sec. I need to do the sharing. Yeah. Ravli, you still want to do because you have spent some time preparing? Am I audible?
Yeah, yes, sir. You are audible, and Ravli, you are on mute, Amma.
Sir. No, it's fine, sir. If your voice box is okay, then you can continue.
I don't know. Let us test out the veracity of Wim Hof.
Or
because
should
I
I
know.
should I take it?
No. Let's see. I mean, I
Okay.
will. Let me listen to what Wim Hof has to say. See, yesterday in our discussion, we showed this map of consciousness levels, and we stopped on this sheet. But I didn't complete the whole stuff pertaining to this particular. See, we all vibrate. That is a known fact. When we vibrate, right, our vibration, depending upon the underlying mood, the frequency keeps changing. Right? Now, when it comes to the happy levels of my vibration, we are generally, those levels are called the creative stage or creative energy levels. And the ones which actually pull down our performance of any kind, we can always visualize. They are known as the destructive. For example, suppose you start off a work where you are angry. You start the work. You will find that the anger is actually pulling down your capability compared to it's supporting your capability. And suppose you start the same work with a lot of affection, with a lot of commitment, with a lot of acceptance, saying that I can do it, and you are doing it willingly. You are anyway above courage at that stage. So you will contribute better. So our internal vibration level decides, because we end up living in two stages at any given point in time. It is either in the destructive, which is the flight or fight mode, or it is the creative mode. And it's always better to remain in the creative mode. One may ask, how does one go to the creative mode or creative mode? By meditation, by feeling happy, by expressing gratitude. Right? And of course, at the highest level, you might even go to the stage of saying that I am enlightened. Right? So these are some of the things which are very important, which manifest in our day-to-day life. Right? Now, yesterday we also said, when it comes to something that we want, right? So either feeling bad or feeling good. When you are frustrated, again, the same example that I said earlier, that is going to play a significant role. So it is very important that we are always, anything that we do at any given time, be it health, be it wealth, be it whatever it is, whatever the important window of our life that we want to look at, it is better that we are above contentment at all stages in terms of our feeling. Right? So now see how this works. Now, if I take the energy, let us say anger, etc. Let's say one of the inputs here is anger, or it is frustration. Now, why could the frustration be there? It could be lack of knowledge, lack of wisdom, or ignorance itself contributing to that. And you say that I know the subject, and you start doing some work. The net of that is a pattern that is sitting in your brain. That as thought or thought energy reaches the subconscious mind. Subconscious mind is also the emotional mind. It is only through the emotion that the body takes up an activity. This activity happens to be, right, the cause of a condition, a circumstance, an environment. All these again are nothing but results in various forms. So it's very important that anything that we try to do, we are always maintaining a higher level of energy. Yeah, confidence and above. So how does this work in real life? I mean, I've borrowed this picture from a site because it perfectly exemplifies the idea that I wanted to state here. See, let us say we see an external event. There is a past experience within us which is sitting there. That past experience passes on. There is a filtering that is happening in the mind, your belief, your values, your language, your memories, your decisions, or the time coding, etc. All these are contributing to changing the dimension of what you have seen. Right? Now, there is one component of your brain which you will call the ego. Right? The ego's primary role happens to be protect you, keep you always in the comfort zone. It doesn't care whether it is giving you the true picture or it is camouflaging the true picture to keep you comfortable. So now what happens? It will delete, it will distort, it will generalize, and then it comes into the mind. Now you have gathered some information. Now that has to be executed. So how you are going to execute becomes the movie mind. This, from the physiological, I was telling you, right? Energy, then it goes into the body, the emotional part will start. That is the physiology part of it making work. And it is working because of your emotional equation. This is a new term we are introducing, but it is something in practice. So now, based on which the behavior, the response, and the reaction actually takes place. Now, interestingly, suppose the same process is being applied. Probably this portion you have taken, you have designed, now you are going to create your own mind movie for your manifestation. How does that work? Just like, see, Abraham Hicks states that suppose you are vibrating at a frequency, he calls it 98.6, one of the FM channels. And you want to hear that, but you are broadcasting 101 channel in terms of the frequency at which you are vibrating, right? How will it give you 98.6? And all these are frequencies which happen to be part of your day-to-day thought, whether it is desire, whether it is an activity you are doing. So it is very important. Once again, he is just repeating it, saying that we need to maintain it as required. Right. Now, let us look at one basic equation which manifests in our life day in and day out. Despair is equal to suffering minus meaning. This is a mathematical equation. Many a time, this mathematical equation is more rather than a sentence as compared to a mathematical equation. Right? So what is the meaning? Despair, dissatisfaction, disgust is the result when suffering has no meaning. Suppose you are suffering and there is no meaning to it. What is the value? Right? So if we focus on treating that suffering is anyway going to be there, it is a constant, right? Depending upon the meaning I am willing to assign to it, it will either be, it will help me decrease the feeling or the amount of despair I will go through. Right? Now, see, he gives us a beautiful case study in one of the books. Dr. Viktor Frankl is one of the neurologists who expired in 1997. A great Austrian neurologist and also an author, he talks about as a young psychologist being picked up and taken to the concentration camp. He and his entire family is taken there, and in the concentration camp, unfortunately, he's just married and he loses his wife, his entire extended family dies. Right? But this book that he is referring to is with respect to what has been experienced by the family members. Right? So he says, I have observed many people die in the in the concentration camp. Same is the case with many people who survived. So what is it that sustained the people there? Right? Those who sustained were not necessarily the ones who were sick or the weakest when they arrived in the camp. However, they were the ones who focused on the suffering. Those who sought meaning, wisdom, or learning, they never suffered. They were able to literally stay alive, enjoy that horrific environment, and take the learning out of it. So he says, every person, depending upon the situation, creates a sort of a fence around him. And he beautifully calls that fence a personal prison. The personal prison could be, this is a mental form of prison. It could be a bad marriage, it could be a physical affliction, it could be a career path, it could be any of those elements that have a role to play. So it is very important that one increases his happiness in life by taking himself through identifying the prison that he is in and bringing out the value of that particular prison so that his life progresses in a happy, comfortable, smooth manner. Yeah. So now the exercise that is meant for today is, I would request each one from his personality. I'm sure he would have the moments of joy, moments of anger, moments of anticipation, disgust, sadness, surprise, fear, trust, disappointment, regret, and so on, right? You did a portion of visiting your inner child yesterday. You will continue that visit, but I want each one of you to go over these elements and find them so that you are able to put some light into it and see how we conduct the remaining part of the 2 sessions, in which this will help you much more. Yeah. So with this, Ashok and team, I have come to the end of what I wanted to convey. Since this is only 15 minutes, I have 15 minutes because these topics require some discussion. Yeah. If there are questions, I would like to help out. Anyone who wants to ask a question pertaining to this? Normally, we have shared or we are sharing today the Excel sheet?
It's already
I
shared.
sir, the group.
It's already shared, right?
Yeah, masters, if anyone has a question to ask or you wanted to get a clarification from what has been discussed, please. Yeah. Yeah, Raji, can you please unmute yourself? Yeah.
Yeah, so Chandra Modali, sir, this is Ravi Muktineni. Sir, how are you doing? Thank you for taking time despite having a sore throat and sharing about Soul Plan. So, in the soul plan, that map that you have that positive vibes and I would say positive emotions and negative emotions. You know, on the top you have peace, love, and all those things, and on the bottom you have a fear and other things.
Yeah.
So one of the concepts of soul plan is there's no bad or good. So if somebody is born with the soul plans,
No,
of
this is
experience-
after the birth, Ravi.
yeah, after the birth, as part of the
Correct.
plan, before they have any wisdom, a spiritual
Correct.
wisdom,
Ah.
and they, let's say, have their fears, they have doubts, they're going through that. Do we call that as an experience? Don't we consider that person? We shouldn't downplay that person because they're having fears or doubts or so on and so forth.
Okay. I didn't get the question.
So what we say as the negative things on that map may be part of the soul plan. So not necessarily a negative thing, is maybe probably experiencing it.
No, those are emotions. They are not
Yeah,
negative
okay.
or positive. See, they are emotions that can either let you perform. See, because one of the main theme of the soul on this planet Earth is to have a very comfortable and enjoyable life. It is not here, right? It has to learn, but the idea is that it has a smooth life. But when we are living that life, we go through various vibrations, which come about by virtue of the personality that we have created for ourselves in the first 35 years of our life. Right? So it is important that we are having an overall vibration which is in the positive side, rather than somebody who is living in despair, somebody who is living in disgust, somebody who is living in fear all his life. That is the idea of that chart.
Yeah. So it makes sense for the people, you know, who understand the spirituality and all. But the people who do not know, you know, if that is their soul plan, I'm not sure if every soul wants to, you know, have that positive vibe without knowing.
No, whether it is part of your soul plan or not, it is part of your day-to-day thought process.
Okay.
See, it is part of your day-to-day thought process. You have taken a birth, you have got your belief. Tomorrow I say, Ravi, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Okay, right? Now, first, you will take that, you will probably try to analyze what is happening. Like this particular, one sec. Say like this particular sheet, right? You take this NLP diagram. Yeah. So there is an external event. It has passed through you. Now, I have given you a job or you have taken up a job, but right, the people surrounding who have inducted you into the job have only given you a negative picture. Right? Now, will you be very happy doing that job? Ask yourself. You have taken up a job has been given, a complete responsibility has been given to you. But while giving, I have not given you one word of positive feedback. I have given you a complete negative feedback.
Right.
Okay.
Now,
right now you have been assigned the job. We say, okay, go do it.
Yeah.
What is this influence of this element that has gone in? If you are a strong personality, you would probably visualize a mind movie which is on the positive emotions. But if you are somebody where that particular feedback is impacting you, okay, this is part of your daily process, whichever activity that you are doing, correct? Now, how do you think you will vibrate?
In this scenario, it says, if I am not strong enough, it's a negative vibrations.
Correct, right? So, now suppose I empower you with the wisdom, stating that, okay, whatever has come, you have your identity.
Right.
You don't need a soul plan there. You have come up, it is your belief, right? And Using your belief, you are leading the situation, you are responding to the situation or reacting to the situation. Why? Because at any given time, you are living in two modes. One is you are living in the positive energy mode, right? Or which is in the creative mode. How will you be creative when everything negative has been dumped onto you? And then I say nothing doing, by evening, you have to complete this job before you go home. This is something that keeps happening in our lives day to day. You're getting me?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Right. Now suppose you knew how to get it done. You knew what is the best way to do it. And you are bold enough to take those steps. Then the outcome would be different. So your outcome is going to be driven by the wisdom levels at which you are vibrating.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hope I've answered. Eh? Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Right. Yeah. Yes, sir. Who's next?
Namaste, sir.
Namaste, sir.
Thank you so much. Now, this is a wonderful. I'm looking for the word, but basically you have kind of put us into a boiling hot water pot, and then you churned us. That's kind of a thing. There are, yesterday's the meditation was very, very interesting. I was able to visit myself as a child, starting from childhood, obviously. So, but the earliest memory I could have is only up to maybe 4 years, not before that. Okay, I could not go anywhere before 4 years. And the kind of memories I have collected are not as many as I thought. That's strangely, like, there are few events, but there are not really many events I have collected from the age of 4 to say 11 to 13 years old, which is basically kind of a 9th grader. Okay, afterwards it's a different story. We were only analyzing that period. And thinking of a mother womb, no, there is no way I could think of that. It's basically it doesn't exist for me, because I could only go up to 4 years. Okay, so that is one thing I wanted to share. And maybe if you go further, and people say you go through the hypnosis and then go beyond that. Okay, that is one experience I wanted to share. And even those, like, where I could recollect the events that have I could recollect, I do not know how much impact they have as on date, in the sense, like, in my childhood, I could think of like comparing my school performance with my peers. I was more self-driven in terms of pushing my teachers to teach me on a new thing, like, like I used to go for a maths tuition. There are many students, but I was the only guy who have completed all maths, and I was the only guy who has solved all problems in Halliday and Resnick.
Correct.
So, there were these kinds of things were there, but but this is about your performance at work, performance while studying. But other than that, your life beyond this, I don't know if there is any impact. I could recollect and correlate. Okay, that's a very interesting observation I have made since yesterday.
Sir, actually, the idea behind this exercise is, what happens is, what goes in as an emotional feedback into the body. Yeah, it could be a stress, it could be anything, and that particular entity sits in us, in our body. It moves from the conscious mind to the subconscious mind, and then it starts manifesting in our day-to-day activities. Right? Now, if you are not able to take cognizance of that, how would you be able to overcome that? It's a correction you want to do. Right? Now, lucky are you if you have not been impacted by a memory of that kind. But think about those who have been abused, right? That pain, that emotional, what you call the emotional entity that is sitting in the person's body is reflecting in his work day in and day out, but he is not aware of it. This exercise is to make one aware so that he can use tools such as meditation, tools such as regular practice, etc. Use his mind movie, a new mind movie, from coming from one state, the state that he does not want to remain in, and progress to a state which he wants to live in. Right? So as you complete this entire 40-day program, you will also go there. So if there are any emotions, the objective, the purpose is, if there are any emotions that we are still holding on to, like I will give you an example. I was around 29 or 30 when one of the exercises that we did in my previous organization was envision your future. Right? I envisioned a glorious job work. I envisioned that I would live in a beautiful house. I envisioned all of these. One thing that I did not envision is tons of money. Okay. Now, money is a sort of, today I realize that money is a sort of, let us say, a confidence, a solace, if it is sitting in the bank. Because you may ask, I mean, nowadays the banks are also getting closed down. I mean, how is that a solace? But yes, apart from that, right? Now, every single element of what I envisioned then, I have it with me today. Right? So we have the ability, we have the framework, we have the ability to think, we have the ability to create our mind movie and make things happen. Yeah. So that is the reason. But there are some hidden emotions within us, which if we do this exercise, we are able to spot. And that injury that is manifesting in our day-to-day existence, we are able to catch and go beyond it. Sometimes what happens, what you might have felt then over a period of time, now that you have grown, that would have gone away. But there would be some feelings which are there. I don't forgive my father. My father is no more. He expired in July. He promised me when I was in my 4th standard, he promised me a camera if I stood first. Right? He didn't get me. So whenever I used to see him, the first thing that would come to my memory is he failed me by in his commitment. Everything good that he has done all through my life, I'm forgetting. But this particular event is coming back again and again. Right? So these kind of things happen to most of us. And it is better that we identify those, and if it is impacting us even in today's life. Right? So that is the objective behind this.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
And to simplify more, Ramakrishna Garu, if you can look at the events that are good or bad, whatever, because generally we don't want to use that word good or bad, but the events that has happened. So when you look back from your age 4 and when you are going up to 10 to 15, but you can recollect some of the events that has been went through. So that is going to give you those emotions. So whatever Chandra sir has been asking, that is how actually you can connect from the event to the emotion. And for that particular event, whether you are suffered or because of that somebody else has been suffered. So it is going to take you to somewhere where it is going to come for the forgiveness. So that is how actually it is much easier to go back and recollect the events. And from that event, you can actually attach to your emotions.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Okay, it's 9:01. Krishna's asking, sir, so we can hold for you for the once the meditation has been over. So let us go through the meditation and then we can go back to the question and answer session, sir. Okay.
Thank you, Chandra sir. Thank you for the wonderful explanation today. And namaste, masters. As we visited a certain duration of our lifetime, starting from our mother's womb till 14 years of age yesterday, today we'll do a similar kind of activity, and we'll be doing for the age group of 14 to 28 years. As suggested yesterday, in case you are having any trouble finding a picture, like spotting yourself in that particular age group, you can have a look into one of your photographs from that particular age group. That helps and makes the process easier. So before getting into meditation today, you can quickly have a glance of a picture of yours from that particular age group and then proceed accordingly. Those who have joined us today and were not able to do the meditation yesterday, please follow our instructions and you'll be able to reach to that inner state of yours. This whole process is going to bring back a lot of emotions and at moments can be very overwhelming. So we suggest you to keep a water bottle handy within your arm's reach so that in that particular moment you can easily grab it without opening your eyes. Have a sip and go back to the state that you were in. If at all you feel deeper levels of discomfort, you may try to shift in your posture, try to bring back a happy memory and let it go. Do not stick to it, let it all pass. Have a sip of water again and get back into meditation. So, masters, let's prepare ourselves. If you are comfortable, you may please open up your cameras so that we may track your movements. And in case we find that you are having higher levels of discomfort, we will call you back. My dear friends and masters, our mind is brilliant, and this brilliance of ours aids us into a visualization. It provides us a way to use our brilliance in a whole new way, which is why we encourage you to use it freely in this process. There is more to you
Masters, there was a technical issue. Please give us 2 minutes. Please reconnect. Sorry. Yeah, Masters, there is a technical issue with Sneha ma'am. She is reconnecting in 2 minutes. Please be in your meditation state. Thank you.
Sorry, Masters. Let's use our mind's brilliance today in a whole new way. There is more to us than we have ever dreamt of. There is more to our capacity of healing, recovery, rejuvenation, and joy. Find yourself a comfortable position. Sit back, cross your legs, clasp your palms fingers into fingers, and gently close your eyes. Take a deep, relaxing breath. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, release all the stress, all the tension that you are holding in your body parts. Release it all and settle into a place of self-reflection. Take another deep breath and be aware that with each breath, you are becoming more and more relaxed, more and more at ease. Feel yourself drifting into a peaceful and relaxed place within yourself. With every breath, your mind and your heart are becoming free. You can feel your entire body breathing a sigh of comfort and relief. you are drifting further into a deep, soothing, peaceful state. With every breath, feel the warm waves of relaxation continuously drifting down through your body. As you relax more and more, acknowledge this general sense of quiet, calm, and ease within yourself. Let us now travel back in time into our own memories. Your past experiences that you are entering are here with you in your mind's recollections. Have no hesitations. You are totally safe and in charge as you travel back into your own personal history. All this while, trust the impressions that you receive. Picture yourself when you were in the age group of 15 to 21. Trust the impressions that you receive. Remember the event from your childhood when you needed help, comfort, and love. This event may be a time when your expectations failed, time when your trust was hampered, it may be a time where you felt disappointment, a time when you were deeply hurt, traumatized, and afraid. Trust the impressions that you are receiving. Travel back to that event, to that situation. Travel back as the adult you are today, looking for that child that was you back then. Trust the impressions that you are receiving. When you are able to find your younger self, approach slowly. Pay attention to the impressions that you receive. Notice the space that you are in. Is it indoors or is it outdoors? Remember, you are yourself as the present-day adult. You are not becoming the child. You are just observing the child. If you are having any trouble seeing an image of your younger self, take your time and allow the child to reveal itself to you whenever it's ready. Trust the impressions that you are receiving. Trust the impressions. Trust the emotions. Slowly approach this child. Trust the impressions that you are receiving. Observe the space that you are in. Observe the situation, the event. Is this child happy seeing you? Or is the child afraid, frozen and numb? trust the impressions that you are receiving. Be very patient and hold your position at a distance that seems comfortable to the child. If the child seems afraid or disconnected, just say, "It's all right. I am here and I am not going to leave you." Comfort this younger self of yours and trust the impressions that you are receiving. Simply revisit this image until you feel the child is ready to connect with you. Trust the impressions that you are receiving. When it feels right to you, take the child by its hand. Take your younger self by its hands trust the impressions that you are receiving. If your younger self is in a joyous mood, feel the joy, feel the happiness, and connect with your younger self's happiness. Trust the impressions that you are receiving. If your younger self is hurting, say these words directly to the child. It wasn't your fault. You are good. You are just a child doing what children do. Say these words directly to your younger self. I love you exactly like you are, and I will never leave you. Trust the impressions that you are receiving. If your message is really getting through, you will find your younger self relaxing, and you will feel the same relaxation in your body. Trust the impressions that you are receiving. Take your younger self by hands. Spend some time with your younger self. Trust the impressions that you are receiving. If at all it's a happy place, enjoy the happiness with your younger self. Trust the impression of innocence that you are receiving. If the impression that you are receiving is of hurt, tend to the wounds of your inner self. Hold your younger self and tenderly curse and nurture this precious, wounded younger self. Trust the impressions that you are receiving and comfort your younger self. as you connect with your younger self more and more, cherish the impressions, cherish the vibrations that surround this precious child. Your younger self represents who you are deep inside. Open your heart, open your mind, and receive this gift of natural joy, beauty, and innocence from within. Shower your love to your younger self. Trust the impressions that you are receiving. Ask your younger self to let go of all the hurt that they may be feeling. Assure them of your protection. Assure them of your understanding. Assure your younger self of your love. Trust the impressions that you are receiving. Now that your younger self is heard of, now that your younger self is at peace, it is time to bid adieu with the assurance that you'll be revisiting one final look into your younger self's eyes. Trust the impressions that you are receiving. As you bid goodbye, slowly and gradually bring yourself back into the present moment. Relax yourselves. All the impressions that you have collected today will help you have a better understanding about your present self. Allow your breath to bring you back into the present moment. Have a deep sense of gratitude for you were able to connect with your younger self. As you drift back into the present moment, slowly move your fingers, wiggle your toes, bring your awareness onto your palms, rub your palms together and gently place them over your eyes. Slowly open your eyes inside your palms. On the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. You may now release your palms. Have some water and welcome back.
Yes, Neha, that was wonderful.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, masters.
Yeah, No words for the meditation. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's beautiful, wonderful, and it's a great experience. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. Master, slowly bring back your awareness and come to your physical awareness, and slowly. And once you go back, then we can actually continue having their experience sharing or the questions that you have, something that you can ask Chandra sir. Yeah, we can go with that. Sure, Krishna Darshan sir.
Good morning and thank you very much, and gratitude to the Almighty for giving this great opportunity and wonderful opportunity to participate in this program. And we are all blessed with your kindness to us, blessing showering upon us. And to Chandrabadli sir, I want to ask some doubts regarding the spirit gate. When we are in the soul level itself, we will be assigned to a spirit guide to have a good experience in the material world, as we are getting a spiritual guru in the spiritual world. So I want to just know about the spiritual guide and how we will be able to know who is our spiritual guide. And there is one more doubt. When we are in the soul level itself, that means in the womb of the mother, all the 5 elements will not be there. It is telling that only 4 will be there, and the 5th will be coming after 3 months.
Sir, I don't have an answer for the first question, and second one, I want you to explain. What is that question? Because I'm not able to follow.
Give some past life regression.
Now, I don't have much idea on past life regression, sir. See, whatever I have taken you, that is why I said I will not go into the soul part, because that calls for experience in the past life regression domain. And I have not done anything in that area for me to be able to answer the question that you raised. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sir.
Yeah.
Then what about?
Sir, you got muted.
Then what about the spirit guides, sir?
Sir, spirit guide, what they say is they are evolved souls who are there guiding us at all times. Now, beyond that, I don't have an answer. Beyond that, I don't have an answer.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, Sridevi madam, can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, I have a thing like when I'm doing child meditation, right? I was recollecting most of the time myself when I have a photos of my childhood, right? So is that because I have seen those photos many times? That's why only those memories are coming. I got some of them little bit other than photos also, but 90% of them was coming like where, because I've seen a multiple times, right, as I grow up. And then I also noticed like I had a lot of friends, and like I was very much happy child actually. Irrespective of anything, I was happy and enjoying. But now I completely changed. I used to have a lot of friends. Now I don't much go with friends. It's completely changed. So is that which one is my real? I am now confused. Like, is that my 20 years of life? I have like lots of friends. I lived in the hostel and I go along with anybody, everybody. but now because of so many responsibilities and other things, now I bit into calm and, not much going with anybody, and I don't even much smile also.
Which means that is what you have identified that you should do to get back all the happiness that you are looking for. No, the idea is
Okay.
that, see, what happens is we grow up, we get involved into our materialistic world to such an extent, right? We miss all the fun of life. And once we discover, we know what to do. Right, in the third week, we are going to do another exercise, which is based on whatever you have identified now. If it is something that is troubling you in your life, what are you going to do to overcome that? If it is something you're missing in your life again, what and how are you going to bring it back into your life? If that is what you want, and the objective is that.
Yeah, that's what I am looking towards, sir. Like, I want to bring it back, but I don't know how.
Then it's not very difficult. It is easy. But at the same time, there is a lot of involvement from your side. That is the way it will go.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Sridevi
I
ma'am,
also read your personal right. Yeah, tell me, sir.
I wanted to add one thing, which is you have an answer in your question.
Exactly.
If you are going to introspect yourself, then what is the change in you that made you to be quiet and calm? And what are all the reasons? So you need to look at those angles mainly. So you have a shift in your life from one to the other. So that happened because of certain reasons. So try to just check yourself and see that whether that is the way that, as Chandra Murali sir said about the materialistic life. Okay, so I don't know when you have come into the spiritual path. So there are a lot of people who has been gone through their spiritual essence. Then this is what happens to certain people, because it happened with me. Because you are going to lose friends, because you are going to become quiet, and you are not going to be like earlier. So I used to be the same. I can count like hundreds of friends, and if I take my phone, I can spend 24 hours in a day talking to my friends. That many friends I have. So now I can count on fingers.
Yeah.
So that's all, because if you are going to take that transformation in a different way, then that is different. But you need to identify exactly what the transformation happened, and you can answer yourself, and you can actually figure it out, and you don't need to think too much on it, because if it is in the right path, then you are in the right path.
Okay, thank you, sir. Yeah.
Manisha Gupta.
Ashok, you want to let those who want to go because it's 8:36.
Oh yeah. That's always there, sir. Whoever wants to leave right after 10 o'clock means actually 1.5 hours. So we are actually extending our question and answers just because the masters are willing to take the question and answers. Yeah. So whoever wants to leave, that is up to them. Okay, that's fine. Sure. So Manisha Gupta ji.
Namaskar, sir. Thank you for such a wonderful meditation. So from the last 3-4 days, when
we can. Manisha ji, it's not clear. Your voice is not clear.
When we do meditation, so from the last 3-4 days, on the time of meditation, I didn't feel anything. When I came out from the meditation, I feel some pain in my left side, neck and some particular vein. And now slowly, I feel comfortable. So it indicates for my negativity or my emotions. How can I indicate with it, or I have to forget it?
No, you don't have to forget it. There is an energy path blockage.
Okay.
and generally the pain that comes in the meditation goes during meditation itself. Okay. Now see, what happens is as you meditate and keep going deeper and deeper into the trance, right? There is more and more cosmic energy entering your body. Now, what have you done? You're closed your eyes. You're clasped your fingers. You're crossed your feet. So energy is coming in. There is no chance for that energy to escape. You have blocked it. Now, what it has to do, it has to start flowing inside the body. Now, wherever it encounters a resistance, right? Those are the places where it is going to feel.
Yes, yes, yes.
Correct. That is what you are getting. And when you come out of the meditation, what you are doing is while you are taking in the energy still from the cosmic world, it is not a focused energy. Yeah. And that energy is getting dissipated into all the activities that you are doing.
Okay.
That is the reason why when you come out of meditation, you don't feel anything. When in meditation, you are feeling, that means that energy block, it will get cleared over a period of time. You should continue meditation. That's all is the message.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yeah, anyone else, Ashok? I don't see anyone. But I just wanted to add one thing, Ashok.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, sir.
Today at around midnight, I got up from my sleep. I could not open my mouth. The power of Wim Hof and meditation is so powerful that I've been able to deliver a lecture. And unnecessarily, I gave palpitations to Ravali. Right? That is the power that is there. I didn't realize. Since 12 till 6 o'clock, I would have done the Wim Hof breathworks, maybe some 15 times. And end of it, where is the sore throat? I just don't know. Of course, when I swallow, there is a little bit of pain, but that is something that is manageable. So there is so much in meditation that I would recommend both Wim Hof's breathworks and meditation to anybody who has got any kind of problem.
Yes, sir. No doubt about that one, sir. And when Ravali called me and when she told me that, I said, no problem. But either if you have done the enough legwork and homework, then you are good to go. If not, then Sir will come and he will take it. Simple. There is nothing that I need to worry about it. Thank you, Chandra sir. Thank you very much.
I think Madhu wants to say something. Yeah.
Yeah, Madhu B. Can you please unmute yourself? Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, my question about the Wim Hof method, right? So, does he follow anything like a spiritual thing, or like is it more like his own practice kind of thing? Actually,
I don't know about the spiritual part, but he got into this after he was spiritually injured in the materialistic world. I mean, he was injured in the materialistic world. He lost his wife. That triggered him, and this basically works on his on our what you call the autonomic nervous system. It triggers the autonomic nervous system, and he is actually known as the Iceman.
Yeah, Iceman. Actually, people say like he's that is like too extremistic kind of a thing. Actually, so going in like like extreme weather conditions and all, like, so I was just wondering because, like, he's little bit closely matches with like, our this the pranayama, that kind of practice, right? Like, so I was just wondering, like, does he have any spiritual background, which kind of motivated to go him that route actually? So
No, he came to India to learn a lot around the yogic practices of the pranayama and all that.
Okay. I had one question, like, about, see, this was like, yesterday's actually. So about the soul planting actually. So you, and also a lot of, the masters, say that, like, like we create our own reality, and the soul is the one kind of, creates our future and our life and all, right? So when the soul is responsible, like, why it want to create, like, some struggles or problems or, like, suffering in the life? So doesn't,
Sir,
like, soul is also not soul or atma, is it also not suffering? Like, is it only the body, or the emotional part of it is, like, only suffering? Like, is the soul also not suffering?
sir, where is the soul?
I don't know.
It's inside you. It's you.
Okay.
The undestroyable part of you is your soul. Right?
Okay.
And yesterday, as I was saying, there are divine virtues that the soul has to become, learn, experience before it is able to merge back with the Supreme Soul. Okay. So, soul is not the body. Soul is what is inside the body.
Okay, but like when the body suffers, the soul also not suffering? Like,
No,
atma.
soul doesn't have any suffering. It is only the body that is having the suffering.
Yeah, Madhusudan Garu. So you
Okay.
consider suffering when you are relating that to your body. When you are when you see Ramakrishna, when you see Ramana Maharshi, when he had cancer eating all his body, and there were doctors, his great disciples, who were biggest of the biggest doctors, who came and said that they want to operate. He said that I am not this body. I know I am a soul, and I have come here as a part of learning. And this pain and suffering that is inherent process of this learning is something which is a greater wisdom for me. So when you try to associate yourself with the body, then it becomes a suffering, because suffering is always a choice. And that will come up, that understanding will come when your awareness and consciousness level increases. See, if I asked you the level of consciousness that, or the awareness that you have, and the level of consciousness and awareness that Ramana Maharshi has, what would you say? Do you say he has a higher, or you say you have a higher consciousness?
Yeah, definitely he has a higher, like, he's more evolved and also.
So to understand, because when you use your sense organs and how you perceive your external environment, your thoughts, your processing of inner and outside information determines your consciousness level. So when you go into meditations, the information that you take up through these wisdom sessions or the books you read, and when you try to cut off those negative, low vibrating emotions, when you push yourself towards that high vibrating emotions, when you no longer think yourself or this whole aspect of what do you say, things that are coming into your life as suffering, you see them as a learning.
Okay.
You see them as an opportunity for you to learn from that particular situation.
Yeah. Okay.
So for that, our level of awareness and consciousness should be expanded. Because when I read Who Am I book by Ramana Maharshi 5 years back, I could only read first 3 sentences. I didn't understand nothing. I had nothing went through my mind.
Right. Yeah.
But now when me and Chandra sir, we did a session of Who Am I, we went through that book. There was a little understanding.
Yeah,
So you need to increase your awareness and consciousness levels to understand what is suffering, what is not suffering.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, any other question?
Okay, Masters, if there are no more
Yeah.
questions, then we'll end today's session. And I'm very happy that Chandra sir is back because he, the wisdom that he has, I'm nowhere. So I'm really, really happy.
Well,
Thank you so much. We'll meet tomorrow then.
no, I didn't realize this spirituality and meditation even brings out the modesty within us. Probably, you're as good as anybody.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you all. Thank you, Masters. And Chandra Murali sir, thank you very much. And Sneha, one more time. And so many namaskars and so many, I don't have any words to say for the beautiful meditation that you have been brought to us, yesterday and today. And it's really heart-touching. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All these experiences, Ashok, need to be actually documented. The important ones need to get into that Excel sheet that has been circulated. By the way, there is one spelling mistake in that. People will read HEEPLY. Unfortunately, that is a mistake on my side. It should be deeply. Yeah,
Deeply.
when they are doing that 1:5, when they are rating the importance.
Yeah, we can post it again.
Yeah.
Ravali, can you correct it and post it again? Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. And for all the masters.
Thank you for all the wishes. Because otherwise, I don't think I would have got up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So many souls are around you, sir. Don't worry.
I know.
So we are all a soul family. We are all one family. So we are going to be doing this. So that's not a problem at all. So with that said, and have a good night and have a good day, and see you all tomorrow again at the same time and same place and same location wherever you are. And we are going to go with a beautiful wisdom class by Chandra sir again, and with Ravali madam, or again with the Sneha madam's meditation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Parameshwaran sir, thank you very much. And Madhu ma'am, thank you. And everyone, thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you all.